Today I'm going to be sharing with you how you can freeze your favorite summer vegetables to be able to enjoy all winter long. Welcome to Cheese in Her Apron. Let's play with jalapenos. I'm on day 2 of preparing a lot of vegetables that we got from a farmer's market. Such a beautiful sight. I just love local farmers markets and local farmers that sell on the corners. I'd rather give to them than the normal stores, and plus the quality is so good. It tastes so good. And I was on a mission for tomatoes, but when I pulled up and just saw everything else, I was like, oh yeah, we're getting more than just tomatoes. So I picked up 2 boxes. They were $20 a box. And then I grabbed some Anaheim peppers. We love slicing these and filling them with pepper jack and Monterey cheese. We like to grill them or smoke them up. Some jalapenos. I grabbed 20 of them, and then I'm going to make some salsa to keep in the fridge to snack on. 2 spaghetti squashes, 2 butternut squashes, and a dozen of corn, and these corn are huge. We're gonna have those Anaheim peppers. I'll grill them up later, so I'm not freezing those. I'm not doing any blanching, none. I've been doing a lot of research and I can actually skip this step on some things. So I am getting the help today of my food saver. You don't need a vacuum sealer to do any of this. You can use Ziploc bags. You're gonna be just fine. I've done this for years. I started preparing all this yesterday and I'm going to finish today with you. Aren't these tomatoes beautiful? I'm gonna freeze them whole. I'm gonna wash them up, and then I'm just gonna throw them in bags and stick them in my freezer. Throw them in there so they get nice and hard. Once they get hard, I will take my food saver out and we'll food saver them. That way they don't get squished with the pressure. They do better frozen. Okay, I got 5 bags of the tomatoes ready to go. I didn't cut the stems off or anything because when I go to use them, they're gonna cut and peel and come right off. It's gonna be fine. So I'm not even gonna bother with that right now. Into the freezer we go. My tomatoes are fully frozen. Some spots are a little soft, but they're, the most part they are, a lot of these are just rock solid. I'm pulling out 1 bag at a time. I'm gonna show you 1 freezer bag, but at this point, I mean, you could just keep storing it like this in your freezer if you want to put them in big Ziploc bags and put them in your freezer. That way, if you don't have a food saver, go for it. It'll work great for you. All right, that is done. Gorgeous. Okay, I got 9 bags for the freezer. I'm getting these puppies in so that way they could keep their coldness. They're starting to see frost, so I want to get them in. 9 bags, they about have 10 or 11 each in them. This will make up sauce, this will make up pizza sauce. I'm excited to get them in the freezer now. I have been freezing these with the husks on and they've done an amazing job. I had some corn a few weeks ago that I needed to use up and I froze them already and I put them in a Ziploc bag. Let me share with you. I didn't blanch them or anything. Let's pull one out. I'll cook one up and let you know how it turned out. I have 1 corn with the husks off that I'm gonna throw into my water. So this one I'm gonna try in the microwave for a few minutes and go from there. Just gonna put it on a plate just like this. I'm gonna try a couple of minutes. It might need longer, but let's see how it goes. I'm gonna let this cook for just a couple of minutes. I grabbed my butter and I buttered up the boiled one. Now we're just going to unwrap the microwave one. Well, he was an itty bitty guy, but we're just doing this for the point. So I'm gonna taste both. Oh my gosh, it still tastes straight from the field, picked, fresh. Oh my goodness. This is so much better than the store-bought corn on the cob that I've gotten in the past. Microwaving works good. It gets nice and hot in these. 2 minutes was definitely good for that. And 2 minutes in the water with this. Definitely not gonna be blanching anymore my corn on the cob. I'm gonna be doing it this method from now on. These are really big ears of corn. So I'm cutting the tips off and then I'm just gonna take a few layers off of this. There's quite a bit. These are huge. So I'm gonna cut these in half. Even if you don't have a food saver, you could still just put these in a Ziploc bag and do it that way. When you go to boil it, if you wanna make your corn even sweeter, add some sugar to your water. I have my food saver bag and I'm gonna write today's date on it. I'm gonna put 6 in here. one down. I got 4 bags out of this round. I've got 4 meals right here to have corn on the cob with, which is awesome. Yay! I love it, I love it. Woo! Would you look at this butternut squash? Both of them are so big. I'm going to cut the top, cut the bottom, and start peeling this. Then I'm going to cut it into cubes. We're not gonna cook it. I'm gonna freeze it cubed as is. I did a lot of research and they said that it does very well blanched and not blanched. Just putting it into your freezer is very like forgiving in that way. If you keep your squash in a very dark, cool place, it will last months for you. I do have a recipe, I'll link it down below, for a yummy dish for squash. Let's scoop out those seeds, we don't need those. I'm gonna cube these, get them in a bowl. I'm gonna do the same exact thing to the other butternut squash. Will you look at all that gorgeous butternut squash? So they're medium cubes, big cubes, doesn't matter. I'll be using these in soup, stews, or to bake up in the oven. Oh, I love butternut squash. Just gonna fill this up to where I think would be a good serving for a meal, or if I have to get in and use some for something, I don't know, I could still fill up the back. So I'm just eyeballing it. What's really yummy is to cook this up with some sweet potatoes and bake them in the oven together with some cinnamon brown sugar. So good. Voila, look at that. Okay, I got 6 bags. 2 are smaller than the other ones. 6 bags butternut squash going in the freezer. Okay, I am not going to freeze my spaghetti squash, but you can keep your squash for a very long time in a dark, cool place. They'll last a good, you could stretch it a month, 2 months. You could definitely stretch it a month, but you can go a couple months. Next, I'm going to get some gloves. I hope I have gloves. If not, I'll be using plastic baggies. We're gonna be working with now jalapenos. Woo. I'm gonna give these a good wash, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to chop them up without the seeds and put them in a baggie. And then when I need them for any recipe, I could just crinkle the bag up, put them in my recipe, it'll be great. I'm gonna keep a couple out for recipes for right now. Okay, I'm gonna get these washed up and let's start chopping. I found some gloves. Now I can work with these peppers. Here we go. I got a garbage bowl here, and then they're all gonna go here, because I'm not sure which bag I want to freeze them in yet. So I'm just gonna throw them in the bowl. It'll just be faster that way. Once I'm done with this jalapeno, some of these are big, some of them are small, but I'm going to measure this first one and see like how many tablespoons it is. So when I do a recipe that calls for a jalapeno, I know, okay, that's gonna be a tablespoon or whatever in my recipe. Because if I don't do that now, I'm not gonna know. And I'm gonna try not to cut my glove. I don't want any of that spiciness to get in my eye. I don't want any of that juice to get in my nail. I wonder if my food machine has a grate. I bet it does. Ooh, hold the phone. Oh, I have more of these. I'm gonna take these off, throw them away. These afterthoughts I get are always so good. I've got a smaller, oh, maybe it's in here. Ooh, maybe I'll do this. Fantastic, lovely. I would have been so mad at myself if later, if I was like, I could have done that whole thing in the chopper. Down below, I would love to know, what is your favorite thing to cook with jalapenos? Ooh, I almost got ahead of myself. Let's see how many tablespoons this is. 1, 2, roughly 3 and some tablespoons. So when I have a recipe that calls for 1 jalapeno, I'll know it's a little over 3 tablespoons. Awesome. And I will write that on my freezer bag because I will forget. I'm actually gonna go put a face mask on because I'm feeling this in the back of my throat. Hey Shaylee, will you come put a face mask on me, please? Yeah! I'm set because I was feeling it in the back of my throat. Let's play with jalapenos. I'm putting them in 2 bags, 3 tablespoons, 1 pepper. So I'm just going to start dividing between this bag, and then I will seal it here in my food saver. It's a Ziploc bag, but my food saver I'll put the gadget here and I'll suck it all in so I can keep using the bag over and over again. Okay, into the freezer they go. Again, any tips and tricks from you, please leave them down below. I really appreciate you being here, and we will see you soon. Bye.